Hi, fourth graders. This is Mrs. Brand. This is about our lesson 88. And we're going to be talking about the remainders with division and what we should be doing with them. So, there are two ways remainders are used in a word problem. They either show us how many are left over in a word problem, or it tells us to add one more to our overall answer. Okay? I'm going to go through some examples like that, and we'll see what they look like. Alright, so there are 18 cupcakes in the package. If there are 5 people, how many cupcakes will each person get, and how many cupcakes are left over? So we have the 18 cupcakes divided into 5 groups because there are 5 people. How many 5s can we get out of 8? Remember our process? It's oops, I gotta change my pen over here. Hold on. We'll get that up. Get that out of there. Okay. Switch to. There we go. Then do a calligraphy pen. Alright. Probably will come out black, but we'll try orange. Sometimes it doesn't work on this. Alright. So, we have our process. Remember, our process is dad, mom, sister, brother, rover, right? So it's that same process that we always use. And we have how many 5s can we get out of 8? We can get 3. So group times the door ends up on the floor. Right? Sister subtract. 8 minus 5 is 3. So we get 3 with a remainder of 3. Now remember, it doesn't matter if these two are the same. We know that this number has to be less than the divisor, the guy knocking at the door. Remainder less than divisor. Alright. So how many cupcakes will each person get? 3. With how many left? 3. And if we do the math to find out if that works, we have 15 is what we want to get. We have that 3 times the 5, right? 5 times 3 is 15, plus our leftovers, that gives us 18. And that's what we started with. So we have 3 cupcakes each with 3 left over. Okay? That is the first use of a remainder, just to know that each person will get 3, and there'll be 3 sitting out there, nothing to do with them. Here's another situation. I have 95 colored pencils I need to put into cases. Each case holds 8 pencils. How many cases do I need to hold all the pencils? Well, if we look at that, we have 95 colored pencils, and I'm putting them into groups of 8. Okay, so we start, how many 8s can we get out of 9? We can get 1 that goes right above the 9, that's the divide part. Now the mom, or multiply, roof times the door ends up on the floor, we'll put our floor there, 1 times 8 is 8. Sister subtract, 9 minus 8 equals 1. There's a brother in town, so we bring him on down. Now we ask ourselves, how many 8s can we get out of 15? Going back up to dad, divide. How many 8s can we get out of 15? 1. Mom multiply. 1 times 8 is 8. Alright, that 1 has to go on the roof. I've noticed sometimes that some of you are getting that confused. How many 8s do we get out of 15? 1. Now we do roof times the door ends up on the floor. Okay? Sister subtract, and we get 7 left over. So we have 11 with a remainder of 7. So how many full cases are there? That's 11. How many leftovers? 7. How many cases do I need? Well, if I have 7 left over and I need to put all of them into cases, I still need 1 more than that 11, so I need 12. And this is the case where the leftovers tell me to add 1 more, add 1 to here. I didn't have any leftovers, I wouldn't need to add 1 to there. But because I have leftovers and I need to hold all the colored pencils, then I need to add 1 to that number, and I get 12 then. And that's how we end up with 12 cases, because we have 11 cases full, which would give us 88 pencils, and we still need to put 7 in a holder, so we need 1 more case so that we can hold all 95. All right? So that's the second use of that. Add 1 to our answer. All right, what about this one? At lunch, 6 people can sit at a table. There are 27 people in the class. How many tables are filled and how many tables are needed? All right, so I'm going to see if I can change the color of the pen, because I know that with this, if I have a lighter colored pen, it'll work better. Let's see if it works. All right, there we go. So we have 27 people in the class, and we're going to put them at tables in groups of 6. So I have 6 divided by 27. How many 6s can I get out of 27? I can get 4, so that goes on the roof. Roof times the door ends on the floor, so we have 24 on the floor. Sister, subtract. 7 minus 4 is 3. 2 minus 2 is 0. So we have 4 with the remainder of 3. Making sure this is less than that. All right, now, how many tables are filled? Well, that's what we have up here. So that's the 4. How many tables are needed? Well, if there's 6 times 4 is 24. If there's 24 people that are seated and 3 of you are not, how many tables do we need then? Not 4, but what? Hopefully you said 5, because we need 5 to fill them up. So when you're thinking about that, when we use that division, sometimes that remainder will tell us that we need to add 1 more to that answer. And that helps us. It's not like we're going to say, oh, we're going to get rid of 3 people. They're just going to stand and eat. Okay. That's how this goes today. A few things I just want to review with you, just so that we make sure we know them. When you're doing exponents, if I have 6 to the 3rd power, it is not 6 times 3 equals 18. It is 6 times 6 times 6. So if we have that, we have 6 times 6 is 36. Times that number by 6. 6 times 6 is 36, carry my 3. 6 times 3 is 18, and 3 more is 21. And so we have 216 as our answer. Okay, so when you're doing those, just remember this tells how many times I need that number 6. 6 times 6 times 6. Okay. Couple other things when you're working with your fractions and decimals and things. The only time that, well, you probably won't have that yet. But if you have like 13 over 100, it has to be over 100 for it to just go, this is equal to 0.13, and that also is equal to 13%. Okay? If it's 3/4, then we have to figure out, well, what is 3/4 as a fraction, or as a percent, and as a decimal. So you think about 3/4, 3/4. How much is 3/4 worth? 3/4 is worth 75 cents, which is also equal to 75%. Okay? Just a few things like that when you're going through your homework. And be careful to read things fully. Check your work when you're done with things. That 2-digit times 2-digit multiplication process that we've looked at. let's just do one review here. We have 61 times 23. So we forget about our 2, and we go 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 6 is 18. That's just like doing that without a 2 even there. It's 61 times 3. That's what we did there. Okay? Then we're done with that part of it. So then we're going to come back to that. And now we are ready for our tens column. Since I'm done with this 3 here, I'm going to put that 0 under in the ones column. Because anything times the tens column, I won't have anything in the ones column. So we're going to put that there. You can use it as 0. You can put a place value holder, whatever, just to make sure that you don't accidentally put your answer in there. And then we do the next part, which is 61 times 2. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 6 is 12. Add them all together. We get 3. 10 carry our 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. So we get 1,003. I could also, if I still are not really comfortable with that, for right now I can do 60 times 20 and 60 times 3. Okay, and in that situation we put our 0 down right away, and then we have 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 6 is 12, 3 times 1 is 3, 3 times 6 is 18, and then we add those two together, and we get 3, 10, 4, 1, just like we had here. Okay, so they are just the same thing. All right, so that's all for today from me. I hope your lesson goes well, and remember that with remainders, read your problems, see if you need them to add one more to your group, or if it's something where we're just throwing it out. All right, have a good day, guys.